So now that we officially have the new Galaxy Tab, A9 Plus in the United States is the older Tab A8. Still worth it in 2024? Well, maybe. Let's talk about it. I think this tablet still has some good things going for it. It's got a headphone jack, good sounding speakers that are probably going to be some of the loudest in this category. Probably the best part is going to be the price. Considering it's been out for a while, I think you can get this for quite a bit less than when it first came out, and it's going to be cheaper than the newer Galaxy Tab A9 Plus. As far as build quality, still fairly decent in my opinion. Just know it's going to be a little heavier than the Galaxy Tab S8 or S9 series. It's got a 10.5 inch TFT LCD display with 1200 by 1900 resolution, which isn't bad for a tablet at this price. I still don't think it's quite as nice as some of the others out there from Lenovo or even the previous Tab A7. Depending on what you need to use this for, again, the screen quality overall is probably just good enough for most people, but if you put this next to the new Galaxy Tab S9 FE or the S series tablets, of course, it's not going to look quite as good as those. Also, for some reason, I can only watch SD playback resolution for apps like Netflix. Not sure if it's because I have the base model, but the screen brightness does seem to be good enough for indoor use. Battery life on here is not bad considering it lasted over 7 hours in my typical battery drain test. It's actually one area where this is a little better than the newer Tab A9 Plus, which only lasted about 6 hours in the same test. So depending on what kinds of stuff you'll be doing, you should be able to get through a normal day or two of mixed usage. Now, software-wise, you don't get Samsung DeX or a fingerprint scanner on here, but it has been updated to Android 13, One UI 5.1.1. As of this video, it's going to be slightly different than when it first came out, but it's still going to be fairly similar to other Samsung tablets. One downside is the RAM and storage is pretty low on this tablet. The one I have is only 3 GB of RAM with 32 GB of storage, so you will be limited on what you can do on here. Not to mention, some apps require 4 GB of RAM just to install them, so that's something to keep in mind as well. You don't have pogo pins on here like the A9 Plus, but you can still use a keyboard and mouse to be a little more productive. It should be fine for some light multitasking or typing some things out. If you're wanting to do drawing, taking notes, that sort of thing, you'll definitely want to look at the Tab S6 Lite or S9 FE series, which are going to be much better since they work with the S Pen. If you're just watching movies, TV shows, maybe some light gaming, or you just need something to browse online, this should be fine for things like that. It also has the taskbar down at the bottom, very similar to other Samsung devices now. Good thing is you can turn that off in the settings if you don't want that to take up extra space. Left of the home screen, you've got Google Discover Newsfeed or Samsung Free. You also have the Edge panel over on the side. Again, it's going to be very similar to a lot of other Samsung devices. One downside to this tablet is I'm not sure how many more software updates it's going to get. I was thinking it would get one more year of software updates, maybe another year or so of security updates, but we'll have to see how it goes later this year. This tablet comes with the Unisoc T618 processor, and it comes with 2, 3, or 4 GB of RAM, depending on which version you go with. Only starts at 32 GB of storage, but it does go up to 128, so that's definitely a better option. And this is one area where the newer Tab A9 Plus is going to have better RAM and storage options, but you should be able to do some light gaming or multitasking on here, playing games like Asphalt 9, PUBG Mobile. It seems to play those okay. Just keep in mind, it's not going to have the highest frame rates or graphic settings as some of the more high-end tablets, but still decent for this category. One advantage you do get with this tablet is it's got a quad speaker setup, and it's probably one of the loudest in this category, especially when you turn on Dolby Atmos. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what to expect.
Your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade
The cameras are definitely one of the weaker parts of this tablet. If you're going to be doing Zoom meetings or other video conference calls, you'll get much better results just using your cell phone. Even if it's an entry-level phone, you've got an 8 megapixel rear facing, 5 megapixel on the front, and it records up to 1080p resolution for video recording. It's probably going to come down to what's most important or what features you need. If you're really wanting a Samsung tablet and you're okay with the entry-level performance and you don't need Samsung DeX, this could be an option worth getting. If it was me, I'd probably save my money a little bit more and get the newer Galaxy Tab A9 Plus, which is going to have better software updates and a little better performance as well. And it has Samsung DeX now, so that's just something to think about. I know I've got a lot of other phone and tablet videos that I'm working on, so you'll want to keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.